Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeezy. September 28th, Libra season. He's 48 today, man. Salute, Jeezy, man. Dog Motivation. 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean? The ghetto pastor. I call Jeezy, man. He mixed the trap with the religion and all that. Salute to Jeezy, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Follow me. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. It's uninterrupted. I didn't say a word. You said that was it. You said you were done. It wasn't 4 minutes. Well, how long was it?
Well, I don't think it was 4 minutes.
Well, how long was it then? You obviously were timing yourself, right?
It wasn't even 5 minutes. It wasn't nearly 4. Because you got two sides of the tape. You got one that says, I ain't dealing with nobody. I'm not going to jail, basically. And then you got the one who's been banging her since she was 16. And now that she's 18, he's like, okay, I'll present you. Or, hey, she's like, hey, I'm ready to be seen with you. So, yes, you got both sides of it. The question is, I mean, I'm just saying, like, but the thing is, how do we know which one's which? We don't know. Unless she said, and then, of course, here we go, and this is where we go into the murky waters. You don't know what's beneath. How do we know that she is, he says, listen, I didn't start messing with you till you were 18. You're lying. You were messing with me when I was 16. So he's looking like, wait a minute, this is not true. You see my point? How do we know? Now, Rhythm, I do believe we do need to bring back shame. I do. I don't disagree with that. But I also believe, what are we shaming? That's the question of the day. That's how I look at it. What are we shaming? Are we shaming what the law allows, or are we shaming what we're not comfortable with?
What we're not comfortable with, because I've sat around women, and you can hear them say, oh, is that her husband? Oh, he's old. What is he, in his 70s? What is she like, 35 or 40? Oh, girl, this. That he can't find a woman his age. And so, like you said, there's people who have preferences that if you're in this age bracket, you need to stay in that age bracket. They don't believe that love or companionship can happen outside of their age bracket with another age. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird dynamic, but I think more often than not, people are shaming from their own personal preferences.
No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And see, this
Don
thing.
Day.
Hey, what's up, man? I don't personally, I'm making my own opinion. I personally, at 49 years old, wouldn't even consider, I wouldn't even think about dealing with an 18-year-old young woman. You couldn't even pay me. Hell, it's funny, when I go to my son's, when I go to a football game, I see 18-year-old girls, they look like they're still 14. I forgot how young we looked when we were 18 years old. We still look like kids. So what do I look like on campus and some 18-year-old looks at me and like, ooh, you cute. Girl, it's like, go talk, I'll be like, man, go to your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to your parents. I ain't got time. enough to be her father. Yeah. Exactly. Way old enough to be her dad. So I'm not gonna entertain it. To me, it's like, ugh. It don't make sense. But there may be another 49-year-old man who might look at the 18-year-old and be like, damn, she got a nice body. You see my point? So what I won't do, someone else may do it. And even though I don't agree with it, because let me get this right. I may not agree with it. I may not like it.
Do whatever it takes.
I may think it's like, man, that's kind of sick, bro. There ain't shit I can do about it. That's the point I'm making. I can't do anything about it. Just frown. And even if I try to shame them, even if I say, yeah, I'm gonna put you out there on social media. You know what the crazy part is? It's not the people who are going to agree with me. It's the people you're gonna see that disagrees with me. And you know what's even crazier? You're gonna see a lot of women who disagree with me. Because the first thing y'all may think I'm just talking way before Clubhouse was a thing. Facebook boys been around a hell of a lot longer, and I've seen these conversations. Well, I've read them, and I have seen women defend older men because they were like, "Hey, when I was 18, my first boyfriend was 45. So what y'all tripping on?" I'm like, "Oh, this is getting good," and I'm just reading and laugh. But that's the reality. And I think sometimes we see a reality and it's uncomfortable for us. So that's why I'm asking, what are we sharing? Outside of, once again, if I don't align with you, I just remove myself from you. I just don't deal with you. That's it for me. Like, I'm not even going to talk to you. Like, hey, if one of my boys right now hit me up, because we're all in the same age bracket, but if one of my boys hit me up, he's 47 years old, and he like, yeah, dog, yeah, man, I got this little 21-year-old on. I'm like, come on, man, like 21. And I know his daughter. I'm using one of my real good close friends, and I know his daughter's 26. I'm like, nigga, you got somebody younger than your daughter, like, and if he's like, yeah, bet. That'll be all I'll say, bet. And you know what? He won't hear from me because I would feel awkward if our families are meeting up and he shows up with his little 21-year-old girlfriend. This ain't no Bill Belichick stuff. I'm sorry, I can't tolerate that. I can't. But if he can handle it, if he can stomach it, that's him. I'm just not gonna be around him when he's doing it because I can't stomach it. You see what I'm talking about? But that's where it begins and ends. That's shaming someone, just isolating yourself from, removing yourself from. To me, that's shaming someone because they're gonna feel like, damn, dog, like, why you moving like this? Because it doesn't align with how I move. But then he might be like, you know what, screw you. Ain't your shame. I'm happy. I'm gonna do what I want. Fair enough. Because after I've shamed you, personally, privately, that's where it begins and ends. My question is, this is a good question because, brother, I agree with you. I don't have a problem with what you're saying. But my question is, why do we want to go out and shame people out loud? Why do we do that to people? And I only ask that question because let's reverse it. Are there things that we have done that should be shamed as well? That can be considered shameful? And if we have, what happens if our stuff is put on Front Street? And not by some person who don't really have a following, but got a little bit of social media clout, a little social media political advantages. What happens then? So I've always wondered, why do we do that to others when it's like we're giving off the energy we don't want to receive.
All you got is the thought and the feeling.
That's all I'm asking. Why do we do that?
Well, I mean, so if that, I guess my only thing is with that is, if anything is everything and nothing matters, and we should all keep to ourselves, then there's really no conversation that needs to be had about anything as far as your preferences, desires, or anything, or what you think is right and wrong. The whole moral think if anything, right, I think this
Observation,
administration, just these
observation,
past couple of
experience, and
months,
education.
um,
Observation,
has really
experience, and
really shown,
education.
okay, has really shown me that like people, depending on who it is and who's saying it, is really like the standard as far as what people think is good and bad. Um, so I don't know, man. I just, but to me though, like I'm gonna have to rethink the question about the shaming part. But I just think if that's the case, if we're gonna walk outside saying that nobody else's opinion should matter but mine, I'm gonna only take care of mine. Then there really shouldn't be a conversation about community. There shouldn't be a conversation about nation building. There shouldn't be a conversation about anything outside of your proximity and what you deem to be good or bad.
Shade, you know what? Once again, I love what you just said, and I agree with you. See, this is the thing. When people make excellent points, I gotta admit, I'll give you flowers for those points. And I agree with you. Conversing about something, debating about something, I don't see anything wrong with that. Because like you said, that's how you build. That's all. That's what it's all about. You gotta communicate. But what I've also learned is that the people who are moving counterproductive to how I move, I remove myself from them. Now, it depends on
Persuasion,
the level of our
persuasion
relationship. If
suggestive,
we know each other, we
persuasion,
get each other, then I
persuasion
have no
suggestive,
problems
and
asking you, like, hey,
suggestive.
why are you moving like this?
Persuasion
Why
suggestive,
are
auto
you doing
suggestive.
it? You know, let me get a level of understanding. Because even if I don't agree with you, I may be able to understand why you're moving the way you're moving. And now is one of those we can agree to disagree in a healthy way. Hey, you move the way you move on this side. Because I don't align with you. I'm not moving that way. Even if I understand it. And you know what? Some people will feel shameful that you don't even want to engage with them or interact with them anymore. That's shame in its own right. And sometimes that quiet level of shame can cause people to kind of do a 180 and say, you know what? Yeah, I ain't gonna move like that anymore. Because I've also seen the levels of when you publicly shame people, all they do is they really gonna act out.